Okay, good morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this, Kiddlywinks. I'm Mr. Gooch and this is Media General Year 12. Okay, so look, what we're looking at now is some of the key points that are highlighted in the EST. In this video, I actually want to look at the media language or systems of communication, right? In this lesson, you will find a whole bunch of links for key terms, terminology, technology, and characteristics of specific media. All right, within this, feel free to go through it, gather any information you think's relevant. I'm not going to go through everything in this video, otherwise this will be like a 4.5 hour long video. And as much as I love listening to my own voice, I'm pretty sure you guys find it incredibly draining. All right, now, when we're talking about terminology, often we're talking about like things like codes and conventions, right? So audio codes, things that we can physically hear, right? Visual codes, things that we can see. And remember, visual codes can include things like colors, camera distance, camera angles, camera movement, right? When we talk about written codes, that can be the choice of words that are actually physically written there, how they're actually written, the context of where they're written, right? Written codes play really big parts in like posters, and it is very, very likely that you're going to be asked to analyze a poster if you do the actual EST, right? So what they'll actually have you doing is looking at, say, like a Black Panther poster, which is what happened in the last one, and you might want to talk about how the text looks very metallic, right, to represent the vibranium that he has in his costume, right? You might talk about how the font is blood drip. Well, this is obviously not Black Panther, but if it was a horror movie, like the font might look like it's blood dripping and all that kind of stuff. So that's what we talk about when we talk about font. Its size can be an important thing when talking about written text as well. So look, you've got your visual cues, you've got your audio cues. It's very, very unlikely we will do audio cues because often they're just giving you a still image to analyze or respond to. All right, written text would be the big one as well, but then of course the final code is symbolic codes when we're talking about like terminology. Now, symbolic codes can be something as simple as like a costume. Like if someone's dressed as in a priest uniform, right, then we assume they're religious. If we see someone holding a cross, or wearing a cross, yet again, we assume they're religious. We normally assume that they would be considered the good guy or the good person within a text. All right, yet again, if we're going through that superhero genre, if they're wearing a superhero costume, look, it kind of like goes without saying that, if they're wearing bright red and blue colors, they're normally heroic. If they're wearing predominantly black, they might normally be considered a villain. That takes us back to the days of like Darth Vader. Darth Vader was dressed head to toe in black, and that's what made him such an iconic villain in many ways. All right. Luke Skywalker was dressed in white, and it was just that simplicity, right? White was good, black was bad, all right? Kind of racist if you ask me. But anyway, symbolic codes can go into choice of costumes, props, choice of colors that are used, and everything like that, all right? So and yet again, like a picture of a flying dove, right? Literally, the denotation is that it's a flying dove, right? But the connotations of that could mean that a dove means peace, a dove means tranquility, a dove means hope, all right? Yet again, a wedding dress. A wedding dress is literally just a white bit of fabric that looks quite nice, right? So the denotation, right, what we can literally see is we can literally see a white dress, a white wedding dress, right? But the connotations behind that white wedding dress, right, the whiteness suggests purity, virginity, all that kind of stuff, all right? So there's a hidden meaning or a symbolic meaning behind those things. So yet again, if you're analyzing an image, right, you might want to look and go, is there a symbolic thing behind here, right? Yet again, when you look at a poster, ideally you need to be looking at it and going like, oh, okay, I can physically see certain things, and because I'm seeing these certain things, I am thinking a certain way. I'm responding a certain way, right? You need to be thinking to yourself when you look at a poster or you look at an image, why am I responding or why am I thinking the way I'm thinking, right? Ultimately, it's down to the way that image has been constructed, right? Normally we can identify who the good guys are and who the bad guys are. We can get a general idea of the story through a combination of all these different things. You have characteristics of superhero poster versus characteristics of an action poster. Right? Characteristics of a romance poster is very different to characteristics of a horror movie poster. Right? Both might be read, but in completely different contexts. And that's down to the characteristic sides of things. Right? And obviously technologies can be another big thing. So this is the third part of what we're talking about with systems of communication. When we're looking at technology, there are a range of different things. Print media, text, then we've also got like social media, we've got physical films, we have, cameras, iPhones, we have deepfake videos, we have a variety of different things, all different types of technology that help sell ideas to people. Right now I'm doing a video to you, right? And I'm using technology, I'm using digital lights, I'm using a camera, using a microphone to put on there, I'm also editing that on a laptop in order to then upload onto YouTube, which is like a social media search engine platform that allows people to obviously view and go through stuff. So look, they're the key things when we actually talk about media language as a system of communication. I know I've gone through a lot there, so I apologize for this video being a little bit longer than maybe some of the previous ones. Alright, but it was important things to cover. Remember, if you check on the link below, because yet again I'm going to say something as if it's literally there, you will find on the Connect page like website links and places where you can go and find all this great information in relation to that area. Use that information, fill out the relevant sections of the revision sheet. I think you should be doing fine. Yet again, guys, I hope you're doing a fantastic job at home. Hope you're relaxing, cooking, you're doing the schoolwork as well. Hopefully you're not, eating too much. I am. But that's stressing. Hopefully you guys don't have to worry about that. Plus your metabolism. I'm talking too much, I'm ranting. Look, have a fantastic day and I will see you in the future. Again, this is Signing off.